Hello, everyone. Schooner 007 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we have the 1-1 Milwaukee Brewers taking on the 1-1 Chicago Cubs here at historic Wrigley Field. And here is the starting lineup for the Milwaukee Brewers. Leading off, the second baseman, Ricky Weeks. Batting second, the center fielder, Tony Gwynn. Batting third, the first baseman, Prince Fielder. Batting fourth, in the cleanup position, the left fielder, Ryan Braun. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Billy Hall. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Corey Hart. Batting seventh, the shortstop, J.J. Hardy. Batting eighth, the pitcher, Dave Bush. And batting ninth, the catcher, Jason Cadell. On the mound for the Cubbies, it is Ryan Dempster. 17 wins, 6 losses, 2.96 ERA, 206 and 2/3 innings pitched, allowed 174 hits, 187 strikeouts, and 75 walks. Historic Wrigley Field gives a +2 to strikeouts and a +1 to walks. And with that, we are ready. Ryan is done warming up. As Ricky steps into the batter's box, he's batting a 100. Average 3-2. That's going to be a double star. That is a ground ball out there to the shortstop for out number 1. Tony Gwynn now up. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 2-2. 2-2 is a blank. We go to Tony. We go to his card. That's going to be 6-2. 6-2 is a fly ball out into left field. Soriano gets that one. 2 away. And Prince Fielder batting a .667 average. And that's going to be 4-5. 4-5 is going to be a possible error on a ground ball. Prince 2-6. Ground ball to Desora. And that is a 2. His error rating is on a 1-6. That is a 2. He gets on base. And that is a 1-base error. And he boots the ball. Strategy rolls a 19. Ryan Braun steps up into the batter's box. He's batting a 143 average. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 6-6. 6-6 is a strikeout. That's a 13. That's a 2. He struck him out. So no runs, no hits, 1 error, and the Brewers leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the Chicago Cubs. Leading off, the left fielder, Alfonso Soriano. Batting second, the shortstop, Ryan Thurot. Batting third, the first baseman, Derek Lee. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the third baseman, Amaris Ramirez. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Kiyosuke Fukudomi. Batting sixth, the second baseman, Mark DeRosa. Batting seventh, the catcher, Giovanni Soto. Batting eighth, the center fielder, Felix Pye. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Ryan Dempster. On the mound for the Brewers, it is Dave Bush. 9 wins, 10 losses, 4.18 ERA, 165 innings pitched, 163 hits, 109 strikeouts, and 45 walks. And Dave is ready. Here we go. Alfonso batting a .333 average. And we have 4-3. 4-3 is a strike. That's a 14. That's a 9. He struck him out. Ryan Thielt batting a .400 average. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 5-1. 5-1 is a hit by pitch. And he takes his base. That's a +5 to his hit by pitch on that. So, runner on first, infield going to double play depth, and that's going to bring up Derek Lee, batting a .444 average. Strategy roll is a 15. So, Cubs are not doing anything on strat. 1-1. 1-1 is a blank. And that's going to be 2-3. 2-3 is a single pass Hart. And let's see here, Ryan has a 6, and that is going to be an automatic advance. 6 or higher is an automatic advance, no throw, and the Cubs have runners on the corners. All right, the Brewers are going to bring the corners in. Ramirez up, batting a .375 average. Strategy rolls a 17. They're holding off on strat. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 3-4. 3-4 is a walk. That's a 15. That's an 11. And they load the bases. Infield going to normal depth. Bases are loaded as Kioske comes in. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 6-1. 6-1 is a strike. That's a 12. That's a 3. He struck him out. And that's going to bring up Mark DeRosa, 2 outs. Mark DeRosa batting a .167 average. Strategy roll is a 17. And we have a 3-6. 3-6 is a double star. That's going to be an auto out. Ground ball to the shortstop. And the Cubs leave the bases loaded. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 1, the score's tied at 0. Due up for the Brew Crew. It is Hall, Hurt, and Hardy due up. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a 1-3. 1-3 is a walk. That's an 11. That's a 4, and they walk them. All right. Strategy roll is a 12. Corey Hart batting a .333 average. Infield going to double play depth. Here's the pitch. 1-2. 1-2 is a blank. And that's going to be a 4-2. That's going to be a fly ball to Kioske for out number 1. Infield still at double play depth as Hardy comes up, batting a .286 average. Strategy roll is an 8. And that's going to be a 6-6. 6-6 is a strike. That's an 11. The 12 just outside of the strike range. However, that's going to be a 1-3. 1-3 is a single pass pie. And they have 1 run on. Does Hall advance? Let's see. On a 3. No, he holds. One out, runners on first and second, and that's going to bring up David Bush, who gets the sacrifice fly sign on that. That's going to be 2-4. 2-4 is going to be a walk, and that's a 3. That's a 3, and they walk them. All right, 20 pickoff attempt. Ryan doesn't pick anyone off, but as I do throughout this replay, I do show that off. That is a 19 on that. Bases loaded, 1 out. Jason Cadell batting a .143 average. 6-3. 6-3 is a wild pitch, and that is outside of that range. And that's going to be a 1-5. 1-5 is going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. And let's see, will the defense try for a double play? No, they do not. So the out is going to take place at first. That is going to score Hall. Hardy's going to go to third. Bush goes to second, and the out is at first. The Brewers on board for strike first here in the second. We go to the top of the order. Ricky Weeks batting 0 for 1. Strategy roll is an 18. Infield at normal depth. Here's the pitch. 1-4. Strike. That's a 13. That's a 2. He struck him out. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on. As we go to the bottom of the second, it is Soto, Pye, and Dempster up for the Cubs. Here's the pitch. Soto batting a .571 average, 6'2". 6'2 is going to be a blank. And that's going to be a 6'5". 6'5 is a ground ball to Hardy for out number 1. Felix Pye batting a .375 average. That's going to be a 1-2. 1-2 is going to be a home run. That's a 3. That's a 3. And the crowd here at Wrigley Field goes crazy as Felix Pye hits a solo home run. And that ball is out of here. Solo home run for Felix Pye, and he ties the game up at run apiece. And that's going to bring up Ryan Dempster, the pitcher. Here's the pitch, 1-5. 1-5 is going to be a walk. That's a 4. That's a 4. And they walk the pitcher. All right, we go to the top of the order. It is Alfonso up. Infield going to double play depth. 1 out. Runner on first. Strategy roll is a 15, so they're holding off on Strat. And that's going to be a 3-2. 3-2 is going to be a range play. At Wrigley Field, 3-6. That is a home run, an HR9. That's a 16. That's a 10. And Alfonso answers with a 2-run home run of his own. And he hits it far into right field, going back to the wall, and it just clears it for a 2-run home run for Alfonso, putting the Cubbies up 2 runs here in the bottom of the second. And that is going to bring up Ryan Thielt. Here's the pitch for Ryan. 3-3, possible home run. It's a home run chance on a 1-1. That is an 8. So no home run there. 1-1, question mark 9. Too hard. That is an 8. That's a double for Ryan. And the Derek Lee, 1 for 1. Strategy roll is an 8. Infield still at double. Infield at normal depth. We have a 5-4. 5-4 is going to be a walk result. That's a 12. The 14 is too high. 5-1, ground ball to first base. And that is going to advance Ryan to third, and the out is at first. So runner now in scoring position. Ramirez now up. Strategy rolls an 8. Infield at normal depth. He's 0-4. He walked his last time up. 6-1. Strikeout. That's a 9. The 20 is too high. And that's going to be a 5-4. That's going to be a double star, too. That's a fly ball out there to win to end the inning. And the Cubs leave one stranded. All right, Cubs leave one stranded. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors. After 2, Chicago 3, Milwaukee 1. Tony, Prince, and Ryan due up for the Brew Crew. And Tony is 0 for 1. That's going to be a 5-3. 5-3 is going to be a strike. That's a 10. That's a 2, and he struck him out. And that's going to bring up Prince Fielder, 0 for 1. The pitch. 5-5. That's going to be a strike plus. That's a 22. That's a 7. We add 12 to that, and he struck him out looking. Ryan Braun up 0 for 1. Struck out his last time up at bat. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 6-1. 6-1 is going to be at Wrigley Field. And that's going to be a 1-3. 1-3 is a blank. We're going to get a rare play on this. And let's see, the left fielder drives after a sinking liner. Resolve as an S7 range play. Check for injury to left fielder after the range play. So we'll move that rare play over there. We have a 3 for the range. Soriano's range is on a 1-3. And that is going to, and the Cubs have an injury here. That is going to be Alfonso. And he is going to be out for 9 games. So Alfonso Soriano is going to be out for 9 games, so they are going to have to bring in. We need a right fielder to come in to replace him. So they're going to bring in Reed Johnson is going to come in to fill in that position. So Reed Johnson is going to be playing left field for the Cubs. Bottom of the 3rd, no runs, no hits, no errors for that. And it's going to be Kioske, Mark, and Soto up for the Cubs. Here's the pitch to Kioske. He's 0 for 1. Struck out his last time up at bat. 2-2. 2-2 is going to be a range play. Here's the pitch. We go to Kioske's card, 1-4. That's going to be a ground ball to first. To Lee. Lee's range is on a 1-4. That's a 6. And that's going to be a double, as that's a 6. And it got by him, and Kioske takes 2. Mark DeRosa now up. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Strategy rolls a 2. Infield going double play depth. Excuse me there. And that's going to be a 4-3. 4-3 is going to be a strike. That's an 11. The 19 is too high. And that's going to be 3-2. 3-2 is going to be a double star 3. Fly ball out there to Hart for out number 1. Kioske gets the hold. He does not move. We subtract 3 from that. So it does not move. All right, infield going to double play depth. Soto up. He's 0 for 1. Strategy rolls 9. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 2-1. 2-1 is going to be a blank. And then we have 2-5. That's a ground ball to Hardy. And that's going to be an out at first. Kioske still holding off on first. 2 outs. And that's going to improve Kioske's base run. He goes up by 1 when there's 2 outs. That goes for everybody. Felix Pie. He's 1 for 1. Home run and an RBI. All right, strategy rolls a 19. Infield at normal depth. 1-6. Possible error on a throw. 3-1. And that's going to be a single pass Hardy. And Hardy's error rating is on a 1 to 2. That is a 1. And that is an error. And that is a 1 base error on that. And Kioske scores. Pie gets the additional base, and he goes to second on that. So we go to the top. We go to Ryan Debster, the pitcher. Strategy rolls a 16. And that's going to be 5-6. That's going to be a possible error. 3-4. Line drive to third base. Nope, we are good with that. And that's going to be 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error. After 3, it's Cubs 4, Brewers 1. We go to the top of the 4th. It is Bill, Corey, and JJ due up for the Brewers. Hall, walk and a run scored already in this game. That's going to be a 1-4. 1-4 is going to be a strike. That's a 17. That's a 15. He struck him out. Corey Hart, 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 1-6. 1-6 is going to be a range play. And that's going to be a 3-5. 3-5 is that's going to be a double star 3. Ground ball to DeRosa. DeRosa's range is on a 1 to 3. That's a 3. He got the play. Takes it, tosses it over to first for out number 2. And that is going to bring up Hardy. Hardy 1 for 1 in today's game. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 2-2. 2-2 is going to be a blank. And that's going to be a 5-1. 5-1 is a question mark 7. That is an 11. That's a fly ball out there to Johnson. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It is Reed, Ryan, and Derek due up for the Cubs. Dave Bush can face 8 more batters before he is tired. We go to the top of the order. He's going to be facing off once again. Here we go. And that's going to be 4-1. 4-1 is going to be a double star. That's a fly ball out there to center field. Gwynn making that play for out number 1. Ryan Theriault, 1 for 1. Here's the pitch. Doubled his last time up at bat. That's going to be a 3-4. 3-4 is going to be a walk. That's a 14. We add 1. That's an 11. And they walk him. And that is going to bring up Derek Lee. 1 for 2. Strategy roll is a 16. Infield going to double play depth. The pitch. And that's going to be a 5-5. 5-5 is going to be a strike. That's an 11. That's a 7. They struck him out. All right. We have a steal attempt here. Ramirez up, but we have a steal attempt. So with that, Ryan's steal base is a 13. Boy, all right. So Ryan is a right. So that's going to be a -1. That's going to make it an 11. That's going to make it a 9. He's going to go for it. Actually, it's going to make it a 10. And that is a 10 right on the nose. And he gets to second. Stole second base. Ryan Ramirez, here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 3-2. 3-2 is going to be a range play at Wrigley Field. 5-5, HR8 to Hardy. Hardy's range is on a 1-3. That's a 4. Only applicable if HR check from ballpark card does not result in a home run. And it does not. However, that is a double for Ramirez. And that is another run scored for the Cubs. 2 outs, runner on second, and that's going to bring up Kioske. Kioske 1 for 2, doubled his last time up. Strategy rolls a 15. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 3-2. 3-2. Once again, we go to Wrigley Field. We go to the ballpark card. 6-4. 6-4 is a double star 1. Range play to Braun. Braun's range is on a 1-3. That's a 3. He got it. So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. After 4, Chicago 5, Brewers 1. We go to the top of the 5th. It is David, Jason, and Ricky due up for the Brewers. And they're going to let David play out this inning. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a 1-6. 1-6 is going to be a range play. See what he does here. 3-4, double star 5. Ground ball to Thurot. Thurot's range is on a 1-3. That's a 4. And David gets on base. They walked him the last time. And this time he's got himself a base hit. Hit and run attempt. And cannot be attempted with an N, only with an H. N is never. So no strategy there. Infield going to double play depth, by the way. Jason Kendall, 0 for 1, RBI already in this game. And that's going to be a 3-6. 3-6 is going to be a strike. That's a 6. That's a 3. And they struck him out. All right, Ricky Weeks now up. Strategy roll is an 18. 1 out. Infield going to double play depth. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 5-1. 5-1's going to be a strike. That's a 13. That's a nat 1. And that's a strikeout. All right. Tony Gwynn 0 for 2 with the strikeout already. Strategy roll is an 11, so they're going to hold off. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 5-6. 5-6 at the ballpark. We go to Wrigley Field. And that's going to be 4-3. 4-3 is a ground ball to throw out to the shortstop. And that's going to be out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It is Mark, Soto, and Felix due up for the Cubs. All right, here's the pitch to Mark. Mark is 0 for 2. And that's going to be 5-2. 5-2 is a home run. That's a 15. That's a 13. The 15 is over by 2. 6-4. That's a question mark 8. That's a 12. Instead of a home run, he hits a double. And that is a double past Gwynn, who has to go all the way back to the wall for that one as the ball bounces off. Holds at second. And that's going to bring up Soto. Soto's 0 for 2. Strategy rolls a 10. Infield at double play depth. And that's going to be a 3-3. 3-3 is going to be a home run chance on a 1-1. That's a 4. That is outside of the range for a home run. 1-5. That's going to be a question mark 7. So we're going to go to Braun. That is a 20. And that is a fly ball out there to right to left field. Out number 1. For Soto, the Soda gets the hold sign, so he's going to stay. And we do get a sacrifice attempt here, so they are going to sack. And Felix Pie, he's 2 for 2 with a home run. They're going to try to sacrifice him. And we have a 3-4. 3-4 is going to be a walk. That's a 9. That's a 6. And they walk him. All right. So Bush is now tired. Strategy rolls an 11. Runners on first and second. Infield at normal depth. Ryan Dempster up. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 4-5. 4-5 is going to be a strike. That's a 15. That's an 18. And they struck him out. All right. So we go to Reed Johnson. Top of the order. 0 for 1. Strategy rolls a 13. Runners on first and second. The pitch. And that's going to be a 5-5. 5-5 is going to be a strike. That's a 12. The 19 is too high. And that's going to be 4-2. 4-2 is going to be a single pass Hart. And the Cubs load the bases. DeRosa is going to get the hold sign. The 5 is higher than 4, so he does not move. All right, they're going to go out there to the mound and talk to Bush. And Bush says he's good to go. He wants to at least try to finish this inning. All right, bases are loaded. And the skipper lets him know if he lets one more hit, one more base runner, he is going to make that call. Bullpen's warming up as we speak. 3-3. Home run chance on a 1. That's a 5. No. 6-3. Ground ball to the shortstop. And the Cubs leave the bases loaded. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. After 5, it's Chicago 5, Brewers, Milwaukee 1. Due up for the Brewers, it is Prince, Ryan, and Bill. Ryan can face 6 more batters before he is tired. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a 4-2. 4-2 is going to be a strike. That's a 12. That's a 5. He struck him out. Ryan Braun, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 2-6. 2-6 is going to be a walk plus. We're going to add 11 to that. That is a 19. That's an 18. And they walk Ryan, who was 0 for 2. All right, Bill Hall up, 0 for 1. Walk, struck out, has a run scored. Infield going to double play depth. Strategy roll is a 7. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 4-4. 4-4 is going to be a strike. That's a 17. That's a 17. And they struck him out. All right, 2 outs. Runner on set, runner on first, and that's going to bring up Corey Hart. Hart 0 for 2. Strategy roll is a 19. Infield at normal depth. And that's going to be 6-5. 6-5. Home run chance on a 1-9. That's a 10. No. Does not do it. 5-4. Ground ball to third base. And that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and that is going to do it for Dave. For Milwaukee, they are going to pull him. And we have a right coming up. Let's see. Nope, they had him. Carlos. Derek. So they're going to bring in Derek Turnbow to pitch. Actually, they're going to bring in Evan Meek. Huh. All right, so Evan is going to come in. And that's going to be Dave Bush. Dave Bush. 9 wins, 10 losses. 4.8, he has a 7.2 ERA, pitched 5 innings, allowed 9 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 4 walks already in this replay. All right, here's the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-6. That's going to be a double star. That is going to be a ground ball to second base. And I'm going to pause right here for 1 second. All right, so what happened there? The game crashed on me. So we're going to pick it up here. We're not going to have Dave Bush pitch. For some reason, Dave Bush crashed the game on me, and I don't know why. So we're going to go with... We're going to bring in Tim Dillard to pitch. So Tim Dillard, let's take a look at his stats. No wins, no losses, has a 4.4 ERA, pitched 14 and 1/3 innings, allowed 17 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Derek Lee up, Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 6-2. 6-2 is going to be at the ballpark. So we go to Wrigley Field, 6-2, and that is a double star 4, and that is a ground ball out there to Hardy for out number 1. 1 out, and that's going to bring up Armas Ramirez, who's 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 4-4. 4-4 is going to be a range play. And that's going to be a 4-6. 4-6 is a line drive to second base. And the range 2 weeks is on a 1-3. That's a 6. That's just got past him. And Ramirez gets on base with a single. All right. That's going to bring up Kioske. Kioske is 1 for 3. Here's the pitch. Strategy rolls a 4. Infield at double play depth. And that's going to be a 5-5 home run. That's a 7. 17, too high. Over by 10, 6-2. 6-2 is going to be a double star 5. That's going to be a fly ball out there to left field. Braun gets that for out number 2. Mark DeRosa now up. So here's the pitch to Mark. Strategy roll is an 8. And that's going to be a 3-4. 3-4 is a blank. And that's going to be a 5-6. 5-6 is a double. All right, let's see. Does Ramirez advance? That's a +1 from first to home. And if the row is less than or equal to, it is. And Ramirez on a double goes home. Oh, I meant to click score. And he scores on that. So, have another run scored for the Cubs. Oh. Real quick, as we take a look here, Dave Bush, for some reason, we put him back into the game, and so he pitched 5 innings, allowed 9 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned runs, 4 walks, 1 strikeout, 4 strikeouts, 2 home runs, and 1 hit by the pitch. Has an ERA of 7.20. So Tim Dillard coming in, as we said, to relief pitch. And here's the pitch to Soto. Soto is 0 for 3. Runner on second. That's going to be 6-2. 6-2 is going to be at the ballpark. And that is going to be 6-1. That's a single +8. Now, on a +8, we have a 4. It is equal to or less than to the adjusted base run. That's going to be a double for Soto. He hits a double. Takes 2, and the Cubs scored another run. It is now 7-1. All right, they go out to the mound to talk to Tim. Tim says he's fine. Here's the pitch. We just want to see if he can finish the inning. 6-1. 6-1 is going to be a walk. That's a 9. The 20 is too high. 3-4. 3-4 is a double star 1. Fly ball out there to Gwynn, and that retires the side. So the Cubs leave 1 stranded. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. After 6, it's Cubs 7, Brewers 1. Top of the 7th, that's going to bring up JJ, Tim, and Jason. Ryan can face 2 more batters. Here's the pitch to Hardy. Hardy 2-1. 2-1 is going to be a blank. And that's going to be a 4-3. 4-3 is a single. And Hardy gets on base. That's past Ramirez. So they are going to pinch run for Tim. Russell Braun is going to come in to pinch hit for the pitcher. Here's the pitch. That's going to be 6-6. 6 is going to be a strike. That's a 17. That's a 13. They struck him out. 1 out. Infield going to double play depth. And that's going to bring up Jason Kendall. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 2-5. 2-5 is going to be a range play. And that's going to be 3-4. Ground ball back to the pitcher. To Dempster. Dempster's range is on a 1-3. That's a 5. That gets past him. And Hardy does not advance to third. And he needed a 4-6. He has a 2. And they go out to the mound to talk to Ryan. He says he's good. All right, we'll see. This skipper says 1 more base hit. I'm pulling. They had that talk. 5-6 at the ballpark. We go to Wrigley Field. 3-5. And that is a home run 7. That's a 1. That's a 9. And the Brewers hit a 3-run home run. That ball is high. That ball is deep. And that ball is out of here. 3-run home run for Ricky Weeks. Home run, and the Brewers bring this game back within 3. And just like that, the skipper was true to his word. Ryan is done for pitching for the Cubs in this inning. So they have a left. And they're going to bring in Neil Kotz. Neil Kotz, let's take a look at his stats. 2 losses, has a 4.29 ERA, 35.23 innings pitched, allowed 38 hits, 43 strikeouts, and 11 walks. All right, here's the pitch to Tony Gwynn. He's 0 for 3, 4-1. 4-1 is a wild pitch. We're going to re-roll that. And that's going to be 6-1. 6-1 is at the ballpark. Once again, we go to Wrigley Field. 6-2, double star 4. Ground ball to second base. DeRosa gets that, tosses it over to Lee for out number 2. And that's going to bring up Prince Fielder. Prince, who is 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 5-4. 5-4 is going to be a hit by pitch. And Prince takes his base after shaking it off. Strategy rolls a 1. So no strategy going on for the Brewers. Prince standing now in first. Here's the pitch to Neal. from Neil. 5-1. 5-1's a strikeout plus. We're at 12. That's a 20. That's a 16. Struck him out looking and sing, "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Cubs rendition. Yep. Cubs rendition of that never gets old. All right, let's see. Derek. And the Cubs are making that call to the bullpen. They're going to bring in Derek Turnbow. We have a left-right coming up. So Derek Turnbow, 1 loss, has 1 save, a 15.63 ERA. Pitched 6 1/3 innings. Allowed 12 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 12 walks. Let's take a look at the stats here for Tim Dillard. Dillard had pitched 1 inning, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 18 ERA. All right, here, and they are not letting Neil Kotz take this hit. After that inning, it was 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It is Neil, Reed, and Ryan due up. Neil is not going to take this hit. Instead, they're going to let Henry Blanco take the hit. He's an average of a 292. So right-handed, and he's going up against a right-handed pitcher. All right, here's the pitch. And that's going to be 4-5. 4-5 is going to be a walk. That's a 5. The 11 is too high. And that's going to be 6-1. 6-1 is going to be a double star 4. And that's going to be a fly ball out to LeBron for out number 1. Before we go on, let's take a look at the box scores after 6 1/2 innings played. 6 1/2 innings played. Brewers came back in the second for the first run. And they just scored now in the 7th. So that's where you get the 4 runs there. Chicago is scoring 3 in the 2nd. And they also made a score in the 3rd, the 4th, and in the 6th with 2 runs there. So 7 runs on 12 hits and 1 error after 6 1/2 innings. And that is where we stand right now. Reed Johnson 0 for 2. Here's the pitch from Derek. And that's going to be a 1-5. 1-5 is going to be a walk plus. That's a 15. That's an 18. The 18 is too high. And that's going to be 4-6. 4-6 is going to be a double. So Reed gets on with a double on that. And that's going to bring up Ryan Thierot. Infield at double play depth. Strategy rolls a 9. So Cubs are going to hold off on Strat. 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 5-4. 5-4 is going to be at Wrigley Field. That's going to be a 4-6. 4-6 is a single S plus 7 to Braun. And that is going to score Reed. And Ryan goes to second. Takes it, turns that single into a double. All right, 1 out. Runner on second, and Derek Lee is up. He's 1 for 4. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 4-2. 4-2 is going to be a walk plus. That's a 22. That's a 2, and they walk Derek. And yep. So with that, we now have runners on first and second, and that's going to bring up Ramirez, who's 2 for 3. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a 1-4. 1-4 is going to be a home run. That's a 16. That's a 4, and Ramirez hits a 3-run home run. That ball is high. That ball's going back to the ivy on the right field side, and that ball is out of here. 3-run home run for Ramirez. Home run. Cubs up 11-4. And the Brewers are not too happy with this, but however, the crowd here at Wrigley Field goes wild. And that's going to bring up Kioske. Kioske is 1 for 4. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 6-3. 6-3 is going to be a strikeout. That's a 12. That's a 12, and they struck him out. Kioske is 1 for 4. All right. Derek is now tired. Mark DeRosa up. Mark, 2 for 4. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 6-5. 6-5 is going to be a hit by pitch. And he hits him. Umpire gives Derek the warning one more time and take a seat. Soto up. He's 1 for 4. Runner on first. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 6-5. 6-5 once again is a hit by pitch. However, that's a 13. That's a 20. Does not hit him. Mark Soto getting out of the way for that. Saw that one coming. 5-4. Question mark 8 to Gwynn. Out there to center field. That is a 15, and that is a fly ball out. So with that, we go to the bottom. We go to the 8th. Cubs bringing in a new pitcher. And let's see, we have a right coming up. And they're going to bring in Jeff Samadre. Jeff has 1 win, 1 save, 2.28 ERA, 27.23 innings pitched, allowed 24 hits, 25 strikeouts, and 13 walks. So let's take a look at the stats here of Neil Kotz. Kotz only pitched 2/3 of an inning and allowed 1 hit, 1 strikeout, 1 hit by pitch, no ERA. All right, here's 4 runs, 3 hits, no errors. After 7, Cubs 11, Brewers 4. It is Bill, Corey, and JJ due up for the Brewers. Here's the pitch for Jeff. That's going to be a 1-2. 1-2 is going to be a walk plus. That's a 21. That's a 4. And they walk Hall. Corey Hart 0 for 3. Let's see. How is Corey? Corey has a 333 average right now. How is he? So they're going to let him pitch. They're going to let him take this hit against Jeff. And that's going to be a 5-5. That's going to be a strikeout plus. That we add 12. That's a 21. That's an 18. And they struck him out looking. infield going to double play depth as J.J. Hardy comes up. Here's the pitch. And then is going to be a 3-6. That's going to be a double question mark. Single and a 1-8. That's a 20. The 20 is too high. And that's going to be 2-2. Ground ball to the shortstop. Throw out. And DeRosa, no. So Hall's going to go to second. And it's a 6. So it's going to take place at first. So 2 outs. Derek Turnbow. I'm going to check something here. What's Derek's? Derek is not going to take this. And instead, they're going to bring in Craig Counsell to take the hit. Craig Counsell, here's the pitch. Runner on second, 2 outs, 2-3. Wild pitch on a 7. And with that, Bill goes to third on that wild pitch. Here's the answer. We go to Craig's card. 6-1. 6-1 is going to be a single. And with that, Bill Hall comes home, and Craig is on first. All right, 2 outs, runner on first. Jason Kendall up. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 3-6. That is a double question mark. That's a single and a 1-8. That's a 6. Craig, does he go from second to third, from first to third? No, he has a 3. His range needed to be on a 4-6. So he holds. All right, Jeff, tired. Feel as we go to the top of the order. Ricky Weeks, he's 1 for 4. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 5-4. 5-4 is going to be a strike. That's a 13. The 14 is too high. And that's going to be 4-5. 4-5 is a double star 4. Ground ball to second base. And that retires the side. And the Brewers leave 2 stranded. All right, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. Huh. Oh, no. So they're going to go to the bullpen. We have a left-right coming up. They are going to bring in Manny. Oh, no, wait. Brian is the only other. They're going to bring in Brian Schaus. 5 wins, 1 loss, 2 saves. Has a 2.81 ERA, 51.13 inning pitch. Allowed 46 hits, 33 strikeouts, and 10 walks. Felix Pye, the left-handed batter, they are going to let him pitch. Here's the pitch. No, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for the Brewers. It is Pye, Jeff, and Reed due up for the Cubs. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 6-1. 6-1's going to be at the ballpark. We go to Wrigley Field. And that's going to be a 5-6. 5-6 is a blank. We're going to get a rare play. And let's see the rare play. Left field crashes into the wall, chasing a deep drive. Resolve as a D7 range. Check for injury to the left fielder after play. If left field fails to make the play, the center field picks up the ball with the hitter attempting a triple. Resolve as an S+8 with the play at third. It is a successful range play by Ryan. No injury. 1 out. And Jeff, they are not letting Jeff take this hit. They are going to pinch hit. And we are going to go with Ronnie Sandello is going to come up to pinch hit. Actually, no, we're not going to take Ronnie. We are going to take Michael Hoffenper is going to take this hit. And that's going to be a 5-1. 5-1 is going to be a double star. That's a ground ball to the shortstop for out number 2. We go to the top of the order. Jason Reed Johnson now up. 2 for 3. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 6-1. 6-1's going to be at Wrigley Field. And that's going to be 1-5. That's a home run. And that is out number 3. So they're going to bring in Bob to close us out. So Bob Howard comes up. 7 wins, 5 losses, 1 save, the 5.35 ERA, 70.2 innings pitched, allowed 90 hits, 59 strikeouts, and 8 walks. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 8, it's Cubs 11, Milwaukee 5. So we head to the 9th. But will we see some 9th inning magic? All right, let's take a look at the stats here. Jeff only pitched 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 1 wild pitch. ERA of 9.0 on that. So let's take a look at the box score here. After 8 innings of play, Milwaukee scored another run in the 8th. Chicago, nothing in their bottom half of that inning. So here we go. And that's going to be a 1-6. 1-6 is going to be a range play at Wrigley Field. And that's going to be 5-1. That's a fly ball out there to Pye. And Pye's range is in a 1-4. That's a 6, and that's going to be a single. And next up is Tony Gwynn, who is 0 for 4. No, I'm sorry. That's going to be Prince Fielder, who is 0 for 3. Struck out twice. So for Tony, they're going to bring in a pinch runner, and that is going to be Escobar is going to pinch run for Tony Gwynn. He has a 3. As for Prince, he's 0 for 3. And we are going to bring in Gabe Kepler is going to pinch hit here. So Gabe Kepler, who's betting a 600. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a 3-6. 3-6 is a double question mark. Single at a 1-3. That's a 10. 4-4, and that's going to be a single to first. Escobar will advance to third on a 2-6. That's a 3. Runners now on the corners. So infield going to double play depth. Here's the pitch. No outs. And that's going to be 2-2. 2-2 is an error, possible error on a ground ball. And that's going to be 6-1. 6-1 is a single to short. And that is another run scored for the Brewers. Kepler holds at second. Infield at normal depth. Here's the pitch. Bill Hall, who is 0 for 2. 6-2. 6-2 is going to be a strike. That's a 17. That's a 2. They struck him out. All right, 1 out. Bob Horway is tired now. Corey Hart up. He's 0 for 4. Here's the pitch. Runners on first and second. Infield at normal depth. 5-2. 5-2 is a blank. 1-1. Fly ball out there to Kioske. Kioske making that play and out 2. All right, it all comes down to Hardy. Here's the pitch. Runners on second and first. 1-5. Possible error on a throw. 6-2. Double star 3. Fly ball out there to Pie. Who makes the play? And that's the game. Chicago, the Chicago Cubs beat the Milwaukee Brewers 11-6. Final line score coming right up. Cubs win at home. Raise that W here at Wrigley Field. Cubs win. Randy Dempster gets the win. Dave Bush draws the loss. Milwaukee 6 runs on 10 hits, 1 error. Chicago 11 runs on 15 hits, also 1 error credited to them. Ricky Weeks picks up a home run for the Brewers, and Alfonso picks up, that's his 3rd home run. Ramirez also his 3rd home run, and Felix Paz, that's his 1st of this game in this replay. Let's take a look at the standings. Dave Bush gets the loss. He has a 5.0, pitched 5 innings, allowed 9 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned runs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, 2 home runs, 1 hit by pitch, 7.2 ERA. Ryan Dempster draws the win. 6 1/3 inning, allowed 5 hits, 4 runs, 5 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts, 1 home run, ERA of 5.72. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Wrigley Field. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up on your way out through the turnstiles here at Wrigley Field. And until next time, I'm Scooney007, and we will see you once again for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.